So I'm here today to talk about really bad movies, but not in a way that I think you think I'm going to talk about them. And by that, I mean that there's a school of thought that says a movie can get so bad that it becomes funny. I'll go one step further and say that a movie can become so bad it goes beyond funny. It goes beyond something that you can laugh at or ridicule and it becomes art. Dialogue, performances, script, story, cinematography, editing, lighting, the whole thing comes apart, but then reassembles itself into something else, something that is transcendent, something beyond what a movie is and what narrative storytelling is. And all these elements come back together to create a gestalt experience. And today I would like to explore moments in a movie called Zontar Thing from Venus, which was a TV movie made in, I believe, 1966. And it is a wonderful representation of film d'art. Now, look at these images. It's just a string of images that, when you put them together, you get you're looking at something beyond what this movie intended. It's a shot of a flame, a shot of a very strange set in outer space, and now we come to an exterior of a house, and I'm imagining the interior, and look at that. That is so good. I need to stop this and show you that one more time because this really is something as good as Alejandro Jodorowsky, Luis Buñuel, Salvador Dali would put in a movie. They just inserted this into the movie, and it's magical. Oh my God. Isn't that perfect? Oh, sure, it is. So, this movie was made for TV, and it looks like it was shot on Super 8 film. I'm sure it wasn't, but that's what it. And now, I just want you to look at this composition and these shadows. Look at the shadow on the left of the screen, like just how the shadows crowd in on the main character. And, I believe that the director probably set that shadow there intentionally to give a claustrophobia. Oh no, the shadow belonged to an actress who had not entered the screen yet, and they just had her because obviously it's gone now. But nonetheless, it does add a lot to the mise en scène. Okay, so this is one of the best sequences. It begins with a shot of the interior of a canyon here, fades out. Now, plot wise, it's very thin, but this is just supposed to show things not working, things freezing, standing still. It's a stretch. It's just people playing with things that they've been working with that, for the moment, aren't working. A train has stopped mysteriously. But there is something about the death of the industrial age that is represented in this series of incredible shots, and it's akin to Koyaanisqatsi. It's just so brilliant. And here, a car stops, and it just so happens to belong to our hero, which we're going to stop it there because then there's an attempt at a narrative again, which I mean, it doesn't go too well. And this is just one of the best representations of chaos I have ever seen. Just chaos. The image of Zontar, that was Zontar, by the way, the thing in the cave, followed by these scenes, these shots of running feet, is like something out of Sergei Eisenstein. It really is. This is stuff that you could easily teach in film school. Here's a policeman trying in vain to stop this crowd, but even he can't. The cop can't stop the police, the gendarme, the constabulary class. It's It's beautiful, and we had this elderly woman who doesn't know what to do, and the cop can't help her, and she just stands there and looks forlornly as these as this humanity, it just runs. And what are they running to? Where are they running from? And this, magnificent. Look at it. It is a flying lobster. It figures into the plot somewhat, but not enough. I mean, it's negligible. Of course, there's a reaction, a violent reaction to the thing that we do not know, the fear of the unknown, throwing a stick at it. The stick is thrown, and don't need to pay attention to any of this dialogue. Panning across this stark woods, which look to be, the backwoods of some community college or whatever, wherever this film was shot. It was made for TV, but it does look like it was made by an AV, community access film crew attempting to create an imitation of a movie, and they do so much more than that. They do so much more than a mere vague imitation of the movie. They make something beyond this. The filmmakers, it's just a series of shots of a member of the military industrial complex, and here he encounters the unknown. What is the natural reaction? Like I said, I'm not a big fan of gunplay, the overuse of guns in movies, but oh my god, this is just magical. And you never get to see exactly what this thing is, and of course, you don't want to, because then you would realize it was a kind of a not a very good model, but oh, it is just incredible. That is, listen to this music. Oh, that is just bongo, the organ there. Well, unfortunately, it did do a close up on it. But here is the member of the military industrial complex. He pockets his gun again, and we have a strange feeling what happened here. The unknown thing has has done something to this person, uh, this representative of the armed forces, the defense of a nation, went into the hands or the claws of this flying lobster. Incredible, incredible. And then there's the shot of this house, which is great, and the shot of this guy. I'm actually going to shut the sound off on this because it's so good. Breathe this in for a moment. It goes from people's faces to the back of this man's head, and he's saying something. He's saying something which we don't need to hear, whatever. But the back of someone's head can say so much more than his face in the right circumstances. And this is definitely the right circumstances. Look at that. The door opens over his right shoulder. It's incredible. This woman comes through with a vintage 1950s beehive, or I guess 60s in this case, beehive hairdo. And this shot of scientists being addressed by the armed forces. This is like something that Picasso would have painted. There is a lot of context here. It's a reprise. Yes, look at how like the lack of continuity just gives you that sensation of deja vu. I'm convinced it was. Here we are. It's the reprise of chaos. It's slightly more controlled. How is that for visual poetry? A child stopping to pick up the doll. It's just incredible. And the Dutch angle. Oh my God, incredible. They're coming toward us, but we ask, where are they going? They are going to run into us, is what they're going to do. But that's fine too, because I think that is the message. They're not going anywhere, they're coming. This is incredible editing and choreography. It's I have a feeling the fight choreography was spontaneous. I think that the camera work was spontaneous. I think that they just set up a light on the floor, which is fantastic. What else do you need? It creates the stark contrast. It creates conflict, the inner conflict as well as the outer conflict. We have the shadow of this thing. Oh, that's so bad though. This does look like a child's toy that's been torn apart and put back together badly. And then we have a telephone ringing, and that's the perfect place to stop that, with the telephone ringing. this crazy dance with just that flying lobster once again. How's it flying? We don't know, but it's that unknown thing. And then it is stabbed, it is impaled by that poker, and then the telephone rings. What does all that say to you? Is what I would ask a class if I were teaching this in college, which I very well may be. Is that a red shirt from Star Trek? Or, I mean, a close facsimile of it? I have a feeling Gene Roddenberry was watching this very movie, Zontar Thing from Venus. And this character, spoiler, is going to die. So I do wonder if the whole red shirt thing came from this scene, and Roddenberry was sitting there saying, that might be a good tell. That might be a good way to convey to the audience that this is just a supporting cast member who is about to get thrown onto the fire. Just plot fodder, basically. Your plot fodder. Try saying that top 4 times. I'm going to just let this part play. I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to let the music play, the images just roll before your eyes, because this is the part where the red shirt is about to die. So just enjoy this, the poetry of this death scene. Ignore the dialogue, ignore the words, pay more attention to the performance.
Oh, that's what you look like. Zontar, you're slimy, horrible. Go on, try to control me. Use your intellect on me. You think you're going to destroy the world? I'll see you in hell first. Pete! Martha!
Well, that was absolutely perfect. Perfect. Typical gentleman from the 60s, Don Draper, Madison Avenue executives, to a shot of what? I don't know. I mean, I do know what that is, but where is it in the movie? I have no idea. It looks to be a poster. And then we end with these two soldiers confronting a scientist. So you go from the Avenue executives to the eye candy to the military scientific complex here. And it's just, it says a lot.
You heard anything
It
from the
says a
general?
lot. This
No, sir, not since he left
is
for
a great
headquarters
movie.
an
This is
hour
a
ago.
perfect example
Take the Jeep?
of
No,
film d'art.
Jeep don't work.
And
Really won't.
I
Funny
appreciate
thing, it just
everybody watching. Thank you so much. And I'm going to see you next time. Peace out.